Chelsea against Blackburn. What are we going to see there? Mauricio Pochettino has called on Chelsea fans to, quote, believe in the process after what effectively has added up to a poor start in the season. This is Poch.
I think it's about to be with us, and I know that it's difficult, to keep your feelings, but it's normal. The fans want to win, and sometimes are frustrated, and when you don't win, they show the emotion. But the message is about to believe and to trust in us, and for sure, on the end, it's about the process that that we need to trust and believe.
I mean, Danny, when you listen to it, I like Mauricio, I've known him for years. Do modern day managers now use the term process as something of an excuse for recent shortcomings?
I think it can be. Yeah, it can be. It's a very generic word, isn't it? I think with him, it's more relevant because this is a process that Chelsea have started. It's very unusual, very unique set of circumstances, what's happened at Chelsea. And he's got this group of young players that he's going to have to mould and work with and try and influence into a free-flowing team that's doing better than what they are now. I think they'll be better. I think there's signs. I was surprised that they lost to Brentford after the recent performance, especially one against Arsenal. I started seeing some improvements, and then first off they did okay and missed chances again, to be fair. So, yeah, I think he does need the supporters to be a little bit patient. I'm a bit worried though, because I think as I said before, I'm not too sure on the way they recruit. It's not been done before, where this avalanche of young players have been brought into a club without experience around them. I did hear Simon the other day talking about a title in 2 to 3 years. I don't know if he'd had a late night the night before or what, but I can't see that.
Yeah,
I can't see that. Top 4, I think they'll be fighting. Next season they should be looking top 4 at least, but certainly not title in the next 2 or 3 years. They're way off that.
I mean, at the time, I must admit, I thought, on what do you base that? But you still think, and you keep on telling us, Boly and Igbali will come good.
We're allowed to make mistakes.
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, what I really, if I'm honest, right, I think that what I really wanted to say was say 5 years, but that's half a decade. Right? And if I say half a decade, people are going to go, well, of course they're going to win it in half a decade. If they're going to carry on spending this kind of money, I still think they'll be challenging. And there may be a few people sort of laughing on the other side of their face once they get themselves together. Because whilst I contradict myself, and I realise I do, because I'm saying that Pochettino won't win them a league, and then I'm saying they're going to win the league in the next 2 or 3 years. So that must mean, in my mind, that they're going to get rid of Pochettino relatively quickly, which I think they probably may well do if they don't see some moderate success this season.
What's moderate success?
Well, I think it has to be. I think they have to be in the top 4. This conversation about Chelsea and their ability to sustain the financial position they've got has to be predicated upon the top 4. So then they're going to have a conversation, aren't they? Because if ultimately this season doesn't bear any fruit of any real significance, I'll be interested to see whether Boly and his acolytes are going to tolerate another season of disappointment. The problem with Todd Boly, and I've supported him, and I've supported the narrative that he's an American that doesn't need to be characterised in a certain way, but they have spent money like confetti, and they're getting what they deserve a little bit because they've bought without intelligence, and they've bought with huge price tags. They've had their pants pulled down, and that's the problem when you've got too much money.
Long contracts,
and that's when you've got too much money. And sometimes when you've got too much money, and whoever money it may well be, you're going to find a way to learn, but it's going to be an expensive learning curve. And that is why I know that they will get it right eventually, because they are not going to stop. They haven't paid £2.5 billion for a football club, spent £1 billion on transfer fees for this to be a project they have bought and subsequently find a way out of.
By the time they get it right, though, it might not be with Mauricio at the helm.
I don't care if it's with Mauricio at the helm. I never laid claim for it with being Mauricio Pochettino at the helm. I've always said that in order for Chelsea to win the league, it won't be with Mauricio Pochettino. My argument is that I think that they will recover out of this nosedive, and that this will find its level sooner rather than later.
I think they'll recover, but to get to the promised land of winning the title and Champions Leagues again, they are 5 years away.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have a lot of excess baggage. They're going to have to bring in a striker. They're going to have to bring in. They need more players.
They bought a striker. He's just injured, isn't he?
Well, he's not really a striker. Nkunku, you mean?
Yeah.
He's a wide man.
Is he?
Yeah, he can play through the middle, but he scored most of his goals playing wide. They didn't buy him as a striker.
Against Blackburn in the Carabao Cup, and they're not assured of that.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.